Good morning, my friend. Good morning, daughter. Come here, baby. Okay. So, December 11th, 2025, time just passed without any break. But I come here around the same time, almost 7, I think. Yeah, the day just got brighter, much brighter. Be water, my friend. Let me just learn that Bruce Lee spirit, bridging the gap. In martial arts, there's a concept known as bridging the gap. The gap, most simply, is the space between you and your target or your opponent. Whoever can bridge this gap most efficiently and effectively without getting caught in harm's way themselves is the one with the higher skill or the best kung fu. In martial arts, there are many tools you must have in your kit to do this well. You must have great mobility, quick footwork that can move in any direction. You must have a great sensitivity, being able to read your opponent and his movements by being fully present and responsive to the slightest changes in condition. You must have a great sense of timing, being able to find the perfect pockets of ingress that you can easily slip into. You must have great understanding, an ability to bring all your experience to bear. And you must have great spontaneity, being able to move at a moment's notice without telegraphing your movement ahead of time. It should be a seamless interplay of presence and movement. As my father said, in order to achieve oneness of movement and true flow, the gap between movements should be bridged. Let me repeat. In order to achieve oneness of movement and true flow, the gap between movements should be bridged. But how do we apply this to life? What gap are we trying to bridge there? In martial arts, we are trying to bridge the gap that exists between us and our targets. And in life, that means everything that we interact with, such as our goals, our dreams, our relationships, and our work. We want to bring the same martial arts tools to bear on our gap bridging in life. We want to cultivate the skill of mobility, being able to come at a problem and move through life immediately and from a variety of angles. We want the skill of sensitivity, being able to sense what is called for in any situation by understanding what is happening and knowing how we feel and what we want. We want the skill of timing, being able not just to lead but to be led to the best moments for our impetus. We want the skill of understanding, having looked at and learned from our past experiences so that we can bring what wisdom we have attained to the situation. And we want the skill of spontaneity, being able to act in our best interest with full naturalness and immediacy without being bogged down by too much thought. Notice that the gap is the place of emptiness. It is, in truth, the birthplace of reality. It is the moment, however small, in which a choice is made. In this tiny gap lies the moment of decision, of action, of reflex, of thought. This empty gap is the place where consciousness and unconsciousness meet. For sometimes we make a conscious choice in that gap, and sometimes we react unconsciously, spurred on by our subconscious conditioning and our training. Oftentimes our choices are influenced by how much time we perceive we have to choose a path. A lot of time, and we can be more deliberate and conscious. No time, and we may act subconsciously. But the more we practice choosing quickly and the more we practice conditioning our subconscious, the smaller the gap becomes regardless of how much time we may be given. We learn to act from a place of cultivated instinct. This is well written. Oh my God, I love this part, man. I love this part. So imagine, if you will, that you can be in total concert with this gap, no matter how tiny, You could consciously choose your response with ease and confidence, or you could condition your subconscious mind with so much nutritious, positive practice that when you responded unconsciously, the response was still a perfect expression made with ease and confidence. What if this gap could become so tiny that it seemed to disappear altogether? That seamlessness is the feeling of true flow, where we are moving within the oneness. As Bruce Lee reminds us, all movements come out of emptiness. The mind is the name given to this dynamic aspect of emptiness, and emptiness is sincerity, so there is no crookedness, no ego-centered motivation, owning genuineness and straightforwardness, which allows nothing between the self and its movements. We want to practice bridging the gap between sensing and doing. I say sensing rather than thinking, because traditionally, to think implies the analytical mind and does not include intuition, instinct, feeling, and the subconscious. Up to this point, we have been discussing how to develop the whole body as the sensing instrument to work in lockstep with the mind. And now we are looking at how to shorten the response time between sensing and doing, such that thought and action become the oneness of expression. What we are aiming for is for there to be no dislocation in the movements. They are done with flowing continuity, like the movement of a river that is forever flowing without a moment of cessation, or standing still. How do we do this? Well, this is where the instruction manual needs to be written by you. Through all of your practice and discovery, you will have started to develop a sense of what works best for you. My father said, "Perception is the way of truth." But this is not a perception that anyone can give to you. It is a perception that you must uncover for yourself. It comes from effortless and pliable awareness upon which you can act immediately because you have done the work to know yourself intimately, and because you are willing to fully live and stand by your actions. Freedom is something that cannot be preconceived. To realize freedom requires an alert mind, a mind that is deep with energy, a mind that is capable of immediate perception without the process of graduation, without the idea of an end to be slowly achieved. At this point, many would ask, how then do we gain this unlimited freedom? I cannot tell you because it will then become an approach. Although I can tell you what it is not, I cannot tell you what it is. That, my friend, you will have to find out all by yourself. This sense of freedom results from learning how to flow effortlessly in life. The effort we do apply is that of training, of working on ourselves so that more and more we can become more whole and choose how we respond and participate in the rapid unfolding of life with a growing sense of ease. We get to stop overthinking so much and let naturalness become the norm. We've all had the experience where we just knew what to do or what to say in a given moment, and it left so right and so natural, and it felt so right and so natural. And there was an enthusiasm or easiness that permeated the whole exchange. It could be in a personal conversation or a pitch meeting or on the tennis court or in a fight, where you masterfully kept your cool because you could see the whole situation so clearly. So how can we practice being one with the moment and bridging the gap? One way to look at it is in not second guessing yourself once you've done a lot of good, solid personal practice. So for example, when someone offers you a hand, you take it if that's what you instantly feel. Or when someone asks you to do something that doesn't feel right, you can simply say no, thank you. When someone offers you an opportunity, like sign this 2-picture deal with an unproven new studio and producer in Hong Kong, you can sense immediately if it fits, and you can say yes or no with full confidence. Oh, amazing. Oh man, I'm grateful for this knowledge and wisdom. Yeah, it changes life, and I hope that I can bring that impact to people as well, through my voice, through my platform. Yeah, all this wisdom actually have been summarized and articulated many times by many great, but we need more of them. Yeah, the world is too big. Life is constantly unfolding, and life is endless. We constantly have new babies born into this world, and the world is changing, but the essence of lots of things remain the same. The wisdom remain the same, but we need to communicate in modern language, in a new language. Constantly need to update the story. Need to come up with new ways of narration, articulation. And I'm glad that I can be part of this narrative. Okay, thank you for watching and listening and reading with me. See you in my next video. Bye bye. 停止录像。